An American flight attendant named Mira was stirring a passenger's coffee with her high heels, but when she served it to the passenger, they had already anticipated her actions. The passenger promptly splashed the coffee onto Mira's arm. However, Mira didn't dare show even a hint of displeasure, because this passenger was the esteemed Thai princess, not someone a commoner like her could afford to offend. The princess was in a foul mood due to her recent divorce from the Thai prince. For some reason, she had specifically requested Mira's service. When the princess noticed Mira wearing a gemstone ring, she immediately demanded to inspect it, saying, "How can a lowly commoner like you be worthy of wearing such a noble item?" She then tossed the ring on the floor. Mira quickly knelt down to retrieve it, but the princess stepped on the ring with her gold-plated high heels. But it didn't end there. During the meal service, the princess began to hassle Mira again, insisting on eating Mira's crew meal. Knowing about the princess's seafood allergy, Mira had deliberately chosen a seafood noodle dish and even picked out the shrimp to prevent the princess from discovering it. However, after just a few bites, the princess started coughing violently. Mira, frightened, hid in the corner and peeked at the situation. When she saw the princess go to the restroom, Mira immediately went to check the princess's seat. To her surprise, she found several photos. They were pictures of Mira and the prince together. Mira's heart sank with guilt. She wanted to leave quickly but bumped into the princess who had just returned. The princess's eyes were bloodshot. Mira got scared and ran away. She barely made it to the end of her shift, but before Mira could even leave the airport, she saw the news of the princess's death being broadcast on TV. As a royal figure, the princess's body had to be immediately transported back to her home country. Strangely, the princess had specifically requested Mira to accompany her body on the flight before she passed away. Fearing the loss of her job, Mira reluctantly accepted the arrangement. However, what followed was a series of increasingly bizarre events. The plane encountered severe turbulence shortly after takeoff, causing the princess's corpse to fall to the ground. The body then seemed to zero in on Mira, rapidly lunging towards her. Fortunately, Mira managed to unbuckle her seatbelt and dodge into a corner just in time. Once the plane stabilized, Mira cautiously approached to check on the situation. As she tried to lift the princess's body, it suddenly moved, causing Mira to collapse to the floor in shock. She immediately called the captain for help, but he said the plane was still experiencing strong turbulence and instructed her to make sure to secure the princess's body. Left with no choice, Mira mustered up the courage to place the corpse back in its seat and tied it down tightly to prevent further accidents. She thought she could finally get some restful sleep, but an even more terrifying incident occurred. The corpse was lying in Mira's arms with its head raised. Fortunately, it was all just a nightmare. Mira quickly got up to drink some water to calm her nerves. But then, she heard the sound of high heels walking again. Mira summoned her courage to investigate. However, when she reached the princess's seat, the body had already vanished without a trace. Due to copyright restrictions, the story can only be shown up to this point. The movie is called Ghost Haunting